Hello, welcome to the shopping. Seriously, I'm going to put on more of my Jeremy Clarkson voice because here we're selling stuff and we're talking about stuff. This is a little bit of nonsense where three geeky people and today Emily, researcher, talk about any old crap that they buy, not just tech stuff. So we like to just focus on different things. We're not just focusing on like BBC Click sort of thing where we're just looking at tech stuff. We're talking as techies about stuff. Thank you very much.
Oh dear.
This is a fascinating live thing. What we've got is our camera switcher Igor behind a roving camera,
I think
we missed out on our really fun intro. Are we going to get it or not?
We'll get it at the end.
We'll get it at the end.
Because it's brilliant.
Yeah,
it's well worth the wait.
Yeah. So today, what we're going to do is first of all recap on things that we have talked about in the past. Then we're going to talk about today's item on Shopping Seriously, and I'm covering that today, and then a view of what we might be doing next, or even Emily says she's got a challenge for next time.
A research challenge for you all.
So a recap on things we talked about last week. Last week we talked about a new keyboard that I was interested in, a mechanical keyboard.
There was lots of excitement about
Just
it.
give us
as well.
It got
raves.
It got raves.
Of what that is,
I
Nathan.
watched it and I loved it.
Nathan, a few highlights about this.
So this is the Keychron K3. It's a mechanical keyboard, USB-C. It can switch between Mac and Windows pretty seamlessly. It's one of the only Mac-supported mechanical keyboards you can get, which is why it's quite popular and why they've gained a lot of traction.
And you've had one, haven't you?
I have had one in the past, yeah. I personally found that I could type quicker on the flatter, lower profile keyboard, but for some people, they will prefer the mechanical nature of it and the
certainly
noise.
got a lovely feel.
Lovely
feel.
I'm going to just ask Emily to do something for a sec because she wasn't on that. Emily, when I first met you, you were doing secretarial work to get cash in London,
I was.
and you were a super speedy touch typist. So this is like those old-fashioned type. Just type naturally a few things and see if you can spot something wrong. I can tell you immediately you're not doing what the modern typist needs to do, which is hit the command button.
Oh, there's something. Oh, it's not very nice, is it?
So that's my feedback.
What happened to the command? Is there a story there, Luce? The command button?
Just feedback from this item last week. This item I managed to break irreparably within 40 seconds. It didn't actually have any specific instructions. And when you look at it, what happened was this was advertised as a Apple supported keyboard. When it arrived, it had on that command button there, it had a Windows
key.
key. And as an Apple fan and user, the first thing I wanted to do was look in this handy bag, which is great. They've got all the different versions of different keys that you can imagine.
So you can swap them out.
UK pound signs instead of dollar signs and all of these sorts of things. The Apple key, I had to swap the Windows key out. And what I did was I looked at the key and I thought, they pop on and off. So I pulled it off. And I pulled it off. And this brown thing under here came off as well. And it should have, I believe, just following... I admit I didn't read any instructions. I apologise to this company if I read them. But it seemed to be so sort of easy to do. But what I did was I also pulled out this brown thing. When I pushed that
the
back,
end of it now?
it was damaged for life. So now we've got...
Because I noticed it is... Maybe Eagle can get this from the side. It's sunk a bit. Can you see that compared to the others? That it's lower because it doesn't have the bounce of the other keys. And it doesn't have the
now
spring,
maybe someone else can fix
it looks yeah,
it's broken, isn't it?
When you're giving up a keyboard that you're kind of with forever, your existing keyboard, you don't notice it. You don't notice how much you love the things that you use every day. This one, I'm afraid.
Oh, it's in the bin.
In the bin.
Because I lost confidence. So I'm sorry,
it's
that's gone into my shopping bin, I'm afraid.
Bin 101.
Bin
Thank you very
101.
much. Moving on. moving on. Today's story is about purchasing simply a letter, sending a letter.
Sending a letter. Oh gosh,
yeah.
daring.
Who does that?
Do you ever send a letter?
Only when I need to send stuff back, or it's very rare.
But do you ever go to the post office?
No, it's very rare. I'll usually order my stamp online in the form of a QR code, stick it on, and just shove it in the mailbox, and away we go.
Now, and so this is interesting because what you did was you ordered your stamp online in the form of a QR code, which is different from what I did, because the Royal Mail have a promise that anything that's not got a price on it and is marked as first class, you can use forever, even if prices go up. A lawyer wrote to me, and I admit I do as much online as possible, very busy, and I barely even know where our post box is. But I've got these old stamps. He said, you've got to sign a thing with witnesses and put it in the post. And I wrote back, really? Are you serious? I don't even know if I know how to do that. Had to buy some envelopes, dug out the stamps, got all of this stuff together.
It takes days, doesn't it?
This was a week and a half ago. Put it in. Put a stamp on it because it's well within the weight lift, and put it in a letterbox at the top of our road. That's the last we saw of that letter. Apparently, in our region in Oxford, they're laying off a lot of post office stuff. So,
and I noticed that our post, it will take you don't get anything for days and days and days, or even a month. And then you get it all in one go.
In a big batch,
So anyway,
maybe it will arrive.
After a week and a half, he said, "Where is it?" And I said, "I sent it to you a week and a half ago." "Sorry, you've got to do it again." "Really? Can't you accept it electronically?" "No, it's got to be the original, signed and witnessed." So I did it again, but this time I decided to go registered post. So I put away the stamps, I put them away, and I just did the envelope, and I walked to the post office. And the post office in Cowley Centre has disappeared.
Yes,
it's gone.
It has gone. Yes,
it's gone. Not there anymore. So there's no post office. I can't even do. And I looked on my phone. Where can I do registered post?
Yes.
And there was a place a mile away, and I'd already taken half a day off work to post a bloody letter. And so then what I did was, sod this. I'm going home. Where are the alternatives? And the alternatives are DHL, FedEx, UPS. And I paid £16. So this is my shopping online. I paid £16 for a letter to be collected from my house 2 hours later.
Yes. Wow.
And it's registered and recorded as well. It's obviously...
Has it arrived?
I don't know. So next week will be my feedback about when it arrived. It was meant to arrive before 5 o'clock today.
Okay.
In Wales.
Right.
So
I've got a story. I've got a post office story that... very similar. So Carolina, our dear colleague, had a baby before Christmas, and I decided to send her a little package of baby clothes. And I knew everyone was complaining about the post office, and I did join a long queue, and I didn't have the right envelope or anything to send it to Spain, where she lives. So I said, "Can I send this to Spain?" And he went, £3.50, please. And I was like, that's pretty good. Everyone's complaining about the post office. It's great. He said, that's for the envelope. And then I went and did the envelope, and it was like 20 quid to post it. And it took 2 months to arrive.
Yeah,
wow.
This is
By that time, the baby was too big. They managed to squeeze him into some of it.
This is all just crap. But I think probably some of that's a bit Brexit. Anyway, next week we're going to be talking about TVs because my TV is packed up. Ooh. Nathan, what one are you recommending?
So I highly recommend an LG OLED TV. I've got one myself and I love it. You know, I've had your typical LG kind of 4K LED TVs, but the OLED really sets it apart.
Well, this is an emergency because in our household we watch the television 25 hours a day. So we absolutely need our television back. It's like not having food, and we haven't upgraded for a year or so. So we might be having an unboxing around that. What I don't like about my current television, a Samsung, is it's just crap.
Yep.
The apps are crap. The whole system, the interface
and now
crap.
It started turning itself off in the middle of a program and then losing its mind.
Yep.
So it doesn't even know what you were doing.
Thanks very much. That was the shopping seriously. Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Here it is. Here it is.